Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message reveal, Wednesday, November 22nd. All right. How have you been doing since this fantastic, huge lunar eclipse, full blood moon in Taurus on Tuesday, which was yesterday? Yeah. Intense, huh? Lots of stuff. What's interesting is that Taurus is a sign of love. Its ruling planet is Venus. And Taurian characters, just like the animals themselves, complacent in a nice way, not in a pushover kind of way. Stubborn, okay, but really just wanting to bask in the glow of the sunshine, hang out on a hill, chew some grass, and just be, and be love. So when we have eclipse energy that happens, and eclipse energy with the moon, it's emotional, it's turbulent, it kind of shakes some things up, not in a negative way, but just in a way that agitates. And that really gets under the skin of the Taurusness. So if you're feeling a bit off, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling kind of unable to settle, that is a lot of the energy that's happening right now. But it's designed for this release for us. It's designed for us to take advantage of the uncomfortable nature, make a decision, make a plan, say, okay, this is what we're doing, and putting in the work to make something else of it. Because there really are so many different ways you could go. The guidance around these things is that you really kind of have to just lean back onto yourself and trust. What is it that you want to do? Make a decision. Know that you got yourself and that what's meant for you can't miss you. And keep working towards that goal. So that's the energy of late. If you're feeling emotional, there's a lot of emotionality around this. It may be difficult to stay grounded too. So maybe feeling a bit up in the head, maybe some tension, maybe some upset belly kind of stuff happening. Just feeling a bit off, and maybe even feeling, in a sense, like the best way I can explain it is kind of hormonal. So you're good, you're happy, everything's cool, and then you are half crying. So roll with it. Do the best you can. Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself time to kind of sit with those feelings because they're coming up for release. They're coming up for you to experience them and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? What is it tied to? What's the root of it? That's the work for the week. Okay, so we're going to jump into the cards. So if you picked one, group one, your card is loving the self on all levels. Number 6. 6 has to do with body, mind, and spirit balance. This has to do with self-concept a lot. I'm getting a lot of body stuff with this card. I am drawn to the dove, especially the fact that its like eye is like blowing out of its head. Holy moly. So the energy of peace around this is there's a want for there to be a settling. There's a want for there to be a resolution here because this is an old storyline that's come up with you. These are some things that you've been telling yourself. These are stories. These are programs. These are someone's voice in the head that is saying, okay, well, but you always do this, or you're never going to be able to overcome that, or maybe you're on a streak right now, but you're going to drop it like you always do and being consistent. Say no to this, because this is not necessarily you, and you know that. It's easy, though, to listen to it because it's always been there. You are not that voice in the head. How can you love yourself on all levels? Where are places that you can show yourself love in order to remedy this? Have you been overindulging or restricting? Have you been numbing out, finding things to either make yourself more busy so you don't have to deal or you can't deal with the things that you're actually feeling or wanting? I'm getting a lot, like, again, with the eyes here, having a lot to do with like visual stuff. So maybe there's a lot of time on screens, a lot of time not resting, a lot of time really putting yourself out there and being super available. I'm feeling there's a lot of availability things that are kind of coming up here where maybe you want to take some time for yourself, but you talk yourself out of it. This is the redirect here is for you to stop and say, I love myself through all of these things. If I'm trying to implement a change and it doesn't go well and I have to start over again, I'm going to love myself all the way through that. And what does loving yourself look like? It does look different to other people, but you know yourself best. Are you able to give yourself space? Are you able to say, okay, well, this didn't go how I wanted to, but I'm human and I'm going to have to kind of figure out a way to deal with this? Are you able to put down a boundary and say, this doesn't work for me anymore, or this is no longer something that I want to participate in, and I don't necessarily have to explain to you why? Awesome. Be empowered. Be all over that. Lean a little bit more into the trust on this because you inherently know what it is that you are kind of, there's like some self-sabotagey stuff kind of happening here where you get so far and then you put your hand up and go, you know what, nah, you know, this is going too well. We're going to eventually fail here. So I might as well just throw a wrench in it. And now we're going to have to start all over again. Look, I did what I always did. Or look, I've done what they always think I'm going to do. Or I have a really difficult time following through. Or I'm going to blame it on my inability to pay attention. I'm going to call it this. I'm going to call it that. I'm going to say it's my anxiety. I'm going to say it's my depression. I'm going to say it's my whatever. Insert ailment. Love yourself through those things. Find the common thread, which is you, and say, okay, maybe these things aren't as... You can't necessarily slap a label on stuff and say that this is what it is and move on. That's compartmentalizing, and that's something that, you know, you kind of do in order to continue to persist. And continuing to persist is not the kind of life you want to lead anymore, and I know this. You want to enjoy yourself. You want to enjoy your life. You want to be an active participant in what it is that you're doing in your life. And you can't do that if you keep bypassing your feelings. So sit with it. 1, you got this. All right, 2. If you picked 2, your card is choosing experiences wisely. This is 17, which is an 8, which is great because there's going to be a money flow that's coming through the experiences here. But be careful. Be careful how you're choosing things because you want to do it out of alignment with what it is you value. So what's happening here too, and see how this is like, it's like a face and it's just kind of exploded. There's so much energy that's happening and coming through. You may be feeling like I'm getting a lot in the back of the head, like down on the right side of the neck, some tension, some stress, expectations that you're putting on yourself that you believe are being put on you by other people, but that's not the case. This is actually coming from you. Relinquish some of the control around that. Relinquish some of the ways in which you're holding on to saying that this is how things are going to go. This is what it looks like. This is my expectation around how someone is going to act or how things are going to pan out, or coming up with scenarios, or even doing something along the lines of scanning the situation and looking for the threats, like looking for the mines and wondering where they are. Like you're coming into things almost with a defensiveness, and that defensiveness isn't serving you. It's going to cause you to not choose your experiences in the wisest way that you could. When you're choosing wisely, you're choosing something that ignites your inner spirit, your inner fire, makes you feel awesome, makes you lose time, makes you feel excited, something that gives you interest, something that doesn't make your belly feel like pinchy or make you feel a little like woozy nauseous. If you're feeling those things, that's your body trying to say, hey, you know what, I don't think this is for us. Check back in with the body, see what it is you need, see what it is you want. And these experiences that are coming forward are going to allow you some space, and that energy is going to be paid either monetarily or it's going to be in a time situation where you're going to get some of that back. So anticipate that. Put it out there that you're going to have extra time, or you're going to have X amount of cash, or something that's going to give you some space, and make sure that you fill that space with something that fills you, so you're able to be more open and more in the moment for when more opportunities come, because this is how you get on that wavelength of acceptance and receiving. So awesome stuff here for 2. Choose wisely, as you do. Okay, I'm moving on to 3. Cool card. 3, 14. Expressing artistic creativity. 14 is a 5. So this has to do with big shifts and changes, which makes sense if we're talking about expressing artistic creativity, because I feel that what's happening here with you 3 is that you're looking to do something that's a bit more interactive. I see there's a lot of movement that's happening here. So this may require you to do some shifting in a physical sense. This may require you to, so I'm kind of seeing things being gathered together in order for something to be created. So this may be something that you're doing with someone else, or something that you're looking to create in order for it to be seen by others. And whether that's a project or it's something simple, that you may create at home, or something that you're going to give as a gift, because we are like moving into holidays and stuff like that. You're going to want to do some things a little bit differently because it's feeding you, and you're realizing that this is a good thing. It's almost like it scratches the itch. So there's been a want for expression. There's been a want for an avenue to show your individuality, because you've changed a lot in the last 6 to 8 months is what I'm hearing. And that 6 to 8 month period, if you look back a bit, see where you've come from. See, even if you could even look back at pictures from that time, or maybe, looking back in your emails or something, or just even thinking about, someone who had a birthday 6 months ago or something like that, and where you were, what you did. Who is that person? Are you still that person? Have you shifted? Have you changed? What is it that you're hungry for? I feel there's a real sense of like wanting to eat experience, which is actually really awesome. So you're looking a bit more externally, wanting to create action and wanting to do something that gets seen. And I feel too that there's maybe a little insecurity around being seen, and there's kind of a challenge here, because there feels like there's a lot of introversion, and there's I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be criticized. I don't want people to be all like, oh, look at what this person did, or look at this project they're working on, or look at this thing that they're trying to do now, or look at the way that they're starting to dress, or how they cut their hair, or whatever. Fuck all that noise. You got this. Stretch yourself a little bit. Trust. Take a little bit of a risk, because it's going to open up a floodgate of opportunity for you to do things a different way, in a way that is more aligned with who you are and for your highest path. Because there's so much that's trying to get its way to you, but you're blocking it. You're kind of like, I don't know if I want to do it this way. You need to relinquish some of the details. Allow yourself to be a bit more in flow and not try to control the situation. Allow that some rest, like I'm seeing with the hand release. Just a calm grip, not white knuckling it, just a gentle holding of a concept that you can bring into existence. Whether it's something that you create with your hands, a song, dance, sports, time reading to someone, creating something through art, words, however it is going to come about, it's going to be something that's going to allow you to feel a little bit more at home in the body too, which is going to quell some of that anxiety that I'm feeling rushing up. So a lot in the pit of the stomach and the solar plexus that's moving kind of up, acid refluxy kind of feeling up into the chest. Allow yourself some space. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Give yourself a little bit of time to take that moment for you, because this is where the excitement comes. And there's so much color in this card. I love the rainbows and the circles. And also a lot happening here in the third eye. Might even be having some issues in the sinus as well. I'm kind of drawn to that here that's under the eyes. But again, lean back. Know you got this. Know that you have the ability and the desire to do the things that you want, and you don't have to be professional. You can just be you, and being you is all you ever have to be. Okay, so those are the messages for this week. If you'd like to work with me, please reach out, check my link. Would love to hear how this landed with you. Please let me know your feedback, and I will see y'all next week. Have a fabulous one. Rest, take care of yourselves, chill, and peace. Have a good one. Bye.